Alright, hello stream. I am Spencer. I will be your DM today for Curse of Strahd. This is session 27. Holy cow, we've been playing this for so long. Longest
Mhm.
campaign I've ever run. So I'll be the
Heck
DM.
yeah.
I'll be playing Strahd and everybody else. Also joining us today, we have Mia playing the rambunctious rapscallion, Rory Fahrun. We have Riley playing the miraculous menagerie Volk Moonchild. We have Matt playing the Legion of the Lost in Redmond Gill. We have Habiki playing um, the eloquent Frost Maiden Ilena Myth, um, soon to be, or perhaps currently deceased. And we have
Mhm.
Astora playing our resident good Drow and Maiden of Elistray, Diana Lothryn. So, what happened last time? Let's get everybody caught up.
Well, we'd just woken up from our dream with Stabbo, who was showing us all our greatest nightmares, and we awoke to see that our companions, most importantly, Irina, had disappeared, and we found out that Irina had been taken to Castle Ravenloft by Strahd, and um, there was a short, there was a quite long, I suppose, actually, discussion on do we want to go straight away to save her, or do we need to weaken Strahd by cleansing the Gulfius tree first? We decided that it would be safer for us to cleanse the Gulfius tree. As well, Arena is protected from Strahd by the Morning Lord.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, we climbed up the hill to the Golfius tree, found a group of druids and barbarians preparing a ritual of some unknown nature. We fought them, but were too late to stop the ritual, and a, I think it was a tree blight,
Winter
with
Splinter.
this
Mhm.
Winter Splinter. Yeah, they summoned Winter Splinter. Um, as Diana, Red, and Rory and Elena were fighting Druids, Winter Splinter, Strahd showed up, um, trying to prevent us from us nullifying his divine power, but Volk was already on their way to replace the gem. Uh, there was a. Do you want to take over with what happened with Redmond, Matt?
Uh, there was a betrayal. You know what? Uh, there was a lot of taunting. Um, there was a lot of fuck Redmond. Um, basically, so Rory experienced a brief change of heart, and in their mind, it seemed like Strahd's was the only way to follow, and so they stabbed Red straight in the back.
Literally.
And
No, I choked you. It's
oh,
different.
sorry. There we go. There we go.
With a
Choked.
Garrot.
With a carrot. Um, absolutely choked Redmond. Despite that, Redmond tried to hold on to Strahd, which he did successfully.
Mhm.
And in that struggle, we found Ilena to be absolutely mauled, unbeknownst to the rest of the party, by Winter Splinter. Um, Volk continued on their tunneling journey to the base of the tree and discovered a corpse that promised power, glory, and more. Refusing that deal with the devil, Volk let it be known to the body. It disappeared, and then they plunged forth the emerald to the base of the Gothias tree. Meanwhile, Strahd's heart had been stirred and shifted by the words of Redmond, as if channeling some antediluvian experience. And so he promised upon his release to return a favor. And as he was released post haste, he walked up to Ilena, started chanting.
Mhm.
Yep.
We're not sure whether he was able to complete that chant before he lost his divine power, but
He wasn't, right?
I'm pretty sure it was like an hour
Hour casting time.
casting
yeah,
time,
Yep.
it was an
and
hour fast.
Yeah, no, it was pretty quick.
Mhm.
What Volk did.
Mhm.
So I don't think ever.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize.
So, we will jump back into it. I just realized I archived that battle map, but we're not done with it yet.
We were still in the middle of the combat. Strahd is
Yes.
there and someone is dead.
Yeah.
So,
What is there?
you managed to kill all the druids and berserkers last time. Volk had just plunged the emerald into the base of the Gulthius tree. It grew a little shoot of a plant that would eventually blossom into a new guardian tree. Volk was filled with a sense of pride and determination and hope for a new day. But what the rest of you saw was all of the blights that remained, including the tree blight, let out a sigh, a deep, body shaking sigh of relief, and they returned to mulch as they collapsed to the ground, becoming compost. What you see with Strahd is Strahd was kneeling over the body of Ilena. He had lifted up the porcelain mask that covered Ilena's features, and was speaking, whispering truths to the face beneath that, in an ancient druidic language. You could see that as he was speaking, there were little wisps of emerald coming out of his mouth as he was channeling his divine powers as Lord of Barovia. However, as soon as that sigh goes up and the trees collapse into mulch, he stutters and stumbles over his words, and then a look of horror comes over his face, and he begins coughing, and he says, "No, no, I can bring her back. What?
Are you okay?
What did you do? What?" And he drops Elena's body and looks down at his hands, then looks up at you and frowns, and he says, "What did you do?"
I did nothing. I kept our promise. What is going on?
He grimaces and he says, "You took it from me. You took my power." And what were you going to say, Astor?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay.
Diana's ran off at this point, I think.
That's
She
fair.
was already going at the end of the
I should delete the blight since they are no longer here.
Can you put us all to the battle map?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I
No,
brought
so
the
what?
battle map, but I didn't bring you to the battle map. DM things. Here, I'll delete the blights because they're all gone now.
Yay!
And let's get a new initiative tracker. You can all add yourselves.
Diana was all the way on the other side of that with that.
You can all add yourselves to the initiative tracker, because we are going to enter a new initiative now as Strahd is shaking uncontrollably, and you can see that the veins that are under his skin, that are normally just the cold blue of a corpse, they're beginning to swell and pulse with thick, almost purple energy, and it looks like his skin is bulging outward, like he's being filled with something. So shit's about to go down.
Oh shit!
And I'm stuck under the roots of a tree.
And Strahd has a +5 to his initiative, so that's a 28.
Wait, where is Volk?
Boy.
We have no more yellow, purple, or orange. And I will re-roll one for Bucephalus, if I may, if the character sheet will load.
Absolutely shafted, gang.
There we go. Hey, Bucephalus got a lower initiative this time. So has everybody rolled for their tokens?
Yes.
Okay. Descending order. I'm going to delete the orange. And we got Diana, we got Rory, we got Volk, we got Redmond. Ilena not currently here. Ilena is having a conversation, which may come up in the future. If you get bored, Hibiki, let me know. I can give you a stat sheet of somebody to play during this combat. Or you can all just run away. It depends. So Strahd is up first. And what you see in front of you, the noble statesman that you've known so far your entire time here in Barovia. As I said, he's swelling inside as if he's a water balloon being filled to bursting. And even as you watch and you take note of this swelling, you see his skin splits along these veins, and his skin splits and breaks, and a sort of volcanic quality comes to his skin, as it looks like he's just broken bits of skin with living blood in between, and bursting out from his back are two wings made of skin and hard blood, and he just takes on this massive, almost gargoyle-like appearance of just horrendous living blood.
Strahd,
That's horrible.
you're not yourself. You need to calm down.
Eat a Snickers.
You're not you when you're hungry. The voice that answers you is not Strahd. It is a different voice entirely, and it speaks with a deep, rumbling roar that vibrates the very core of your being. You can feel your taints tightening as your spinal cords are vibrated. It says, "I am not Strahd. You have hurt him.
Fuck.
My champion." And then he is going to roll his
Oh boy.
his rechargeable ability,
Yep.
which I need to make a thing for.
Everyone in the 30-foot area dies. That's a
Yeah.
rechargeable ability.
Hey, if everyone dies, we won't have the in-party dilemma.
Facts.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
There we go.
It's actually saving us a lot of trouble if you think about it.
It's like if you make a mess in the house and break a window, might as well burn the house down, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
100%.
Commit to tax fraud.
Okay.
Not
There we
tax fraud, insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud.
Just such a massive party, and cleaning that up would take at least 2 hours.
There we go. So he does not get his ability, but he still has the rest of his abilities. So he is going to rush at the nearest person, which is you, Redmond. So those wings on his back begin flapping, and he is going to rush you. His flight speed makes it so that he can get to you quite easily, and then his extended, long, cracked fingers swipe at you 3 times.
Fuck.
It's 24
I
hit.
can't beat this. Is it?
24.
Oh, is it? Oh, it is public. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
That's
take
damage.
that amount of damage. He's going to follow up with another strike. That's a
wow.
crit,
Yeah.
and then he is going to follow up if you're still conscious
I'm still conscious, but let me. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. with another strike.
That hits.
All right.
How? How did you roll so well? Okay. How much damage is that?
A lot.
Sorry,
yeah.
Red.
So that's
It was my
a
fault.
3 plus
23.
plus 35 plus
Yeah.
33.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 at the end, sorry.
You're. Okay. I'll just cut it. That's a lot of damage. Holy shit.
Yeah. Are you
Okay,
still up and
fine.
running?
I'm still up. Barely. I've got 26 health points.
All right. Then this
Wait,
This-
how much HP do you have? What the
A
fuck?
lot.
this thing inhabiting
Minus
Strahd's
6.
body will look upon the rest of you, and it will snarl, and it will say, "You will not take this from me. This is my domain. These are my food. You will not take it from me. You will not take him from me."
Oh, no.
Then it is Diana's turn. So Diana, from your perspective,
Yeah.
you are. Where are you?
I am
You were
just south of
running-
the. Yeah. I was running
Yeah.
north to try and get back to the Wizard of Mines before.
That's right. You sent Echo ahead of you to try to go and get help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Do I hear what happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the sound of a hurricane, basically. Just the sound of liquid tornado.
Hmm.
I don't have the
is the
adjectives at the
lightning
moment to
still-
describe it.
Don't worry. Is the lightning still going on?
Yeah.
Now the ritual's done? The
Yeah.
lightning's still going
This,
on.
this seems
Okay.
to be a feature of Yesterhill itself. The lightning is still
Okay.
randomly striking the crowns of black stones.
Well, she's not. She's not going to try jumping up on the things.
You can try. It's a percentile dice to see if you get struck by lightning.
Yeah, but if she gets struck by lightning, then she's unconscious.
That's
I don't
true.
have many hit points. I think I'm going with my action. Wait, I still have one strider, so my movement speed is 50 feet now because I took mobile. 50 foot, 100 foot. I'll dash up here.
Okay.
And then I will bonus action dash another 50 feet
Okay.
to there.
So now you can see the massive blood gargoyle that has exploded out from Strahd, and it currently bearing down on Redmond, like a blood tornado.
Oh.
Blood tornado. Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely mind image.
La Magra, one might say.
Hey.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
Okay, I don't have any actions left. That was my action bonus action. So I'm just gonna shout to Redmond. You please do not try to reason with that thing. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Rory. So Rory, you have just been rocked by revelation. You were so consumed with your internal conflict and your despair over not thinking that, there was any way to help Irina without your friends. You came to yourself when you attuned to the holy symbol of Ravenkind and gained a level of cleric as your better, hopeful self reasserted itself. Now the question is, what are you going to do with this newfound level up?
Level up.
Holiness.
Second. First of all, the first thing I'm going to do is pet my cat.
That's very fair. Mine is sleeping currently,
My,
as she
my
always
cat is
does.
happy for me. And then I'm gonna look at the rat. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Blood is streaming from his mouth. It's okay.
And then I'm gonna look at what the hell happened to Strahd, and then I'm gonna try and use my newfound divinity to
Okay.
just say, just don't touch him, and cast protection from evil and good on
All right.
Redmond.
On Redmond.
And that's only a bonus action. And then I
Alright.
will look at the weird gargoyle vampire bloodwing thing and say that the light will purge it and
Okay.
cast Sacred Flame on it.
Okay. So this creature is an aberration. So you are protected from evil and good in this case.
Both of those are actions.
No, protection from evil and good. Wait, I looked at the wrong
Oh, it is
thing.
an action.
Oh, I meant to use. Sorry, I meant to use Sanctuary.
Oh, Sanctuary works as well.
Pardon me.
Bonus action. That works.
Yeah, that way around was what I was supposed
Spell
to do.
master make a wisdom saving throw to attack Redmond. Okay. This
Damn.
works. As for the dexterity saving throw, I will do that right now. And you are
A solid
casting
6 damage if it
Sacred
works.
Flame.
I could have just did. Does sneak attack say a weapon attack?
That's a
Doesn't matter
23.
because
It's
So
it's
it's
fine.
no damage, but
I gotta make sure.
I just-
Okay, it is adding the right amount, so we're okay. It's just rolling ridiculously well,
Damn.
which makes
I mean,
sense
yeah, it
since
was like what the lowest roll was a 15 or something
yeah,
against
it
it.
makes sense since a god has come and possessed Strahd's body.
Yeah. Let's
Oh boy.
kill God. Let's kill God, gang.
It said and target that you hit with an attack, so if we use a spell attack, that would count, I think.
Yeah.
Sneak attack, guiding bolt.
Okay.
Mm. But
Since
dexterity
you
doesn't-
are a cleric flavored rogue, I would allow that. I think we're already
I mean, I
so
will
broken
not
for
use it. My
balance.
cleric spells will be purely for utility and healing.
Okay.
But
okay.
in theory,
No, I mean like as a Avenger rogue,
me,
you're already flavored that way anyway.
kind of.
We're already fucked for balance, so I don't think it will be too bad. compared to everything else. Bucephalus will go
Yeah.
next.
Too much radiant damage.
Now, Bucephalus still hates you, so he's going to
Yeah.
trot over and try to kick you.
Stupid horse.
It's
That
22.
hits. I'm gonna do my uncanny dodge reaction. So
That's
I
very
take
fair.
6 bludgeoning and 2 fire.
Yeah, because it's double reduced.
Yeah,
That
it
is,
gets halved and then halved.
yeah,
Because
so
of the specific raiders.
yeah, so
Convenient.
Volk, I will say because the sapling is growing up around you, you don't have to burrow your way out of here. You can just get to the surface. It's opened up ahead of you, above you.
All right, cool. I get to the surface. And is that my movement, I guess? Because I'm kind of digging up with
No,
the sapling.
no. Basically, the roots are sort of opening up, so there's just a way you can just walk straight up. Right in
Okay.
front of you is that axe. There is a skeletal. There's a warrior, now just a skeleton run through with vines, still holding on to the end of the axe. But otherwise, the axe itself seems to be made of a living branch with a large copper axe head that this branch has sort of grown through, sort of like Stormbringer, or not Stormbringer. What's the axe from Endgame that Thor got?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stormbringer.
yeah.
It is Stormbringer, yeah.
That
It looks
guy.
like that, more or less.
So Volk kind of feels their wild shapes are depleted, and they know that, like, they've got magic, but it's not always effective, so they kind of grab the axe and try to pull it out.
Yeah, it comes out easily. In fact, as you pull it off of the tree, the newly born guardian tree allows you to attune to it immediately. So I will add this magic item. Where is it? To the magic thing, and then you can add it to your stat block. So this is Tree Bane.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
So, as you can read in the description, Treebane is a copper axe head encased in a living branch of a guardian tree. It is a +1 battle axe, doing an additional 1d8 slashing damage to plant-type creatures. It also carries the blessing of the guardian tree, whereas as long as you're in tune with nature, and a druid, obviously, you have access to plant-type creatures as wild shapes.
Oh, that's so cool!
Yes?
Plant.
Plant.
Oh, that's so cool!
I have become plant.
So I will add those to your menagerie real quick. As you can,
Good
you can
time.
add battle axe stats to your character sheet, and think about what you're going to do.
Good shit.
So up to 2nd level plant type creatures.
There's a lot of them.
That's so cool.
It's actually not that many. There's not that many plant type creatures. It's a weakness in the
Hey, it's still extremely
official
cool.
content. It is.
There's so many!
You also get really cool poison abilities for a lot of them, and spore abilities.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I just dumped a crap ton of stuff on you. So if you need to take a bit of
Yeah.
time to figure out what you're gonna do,
Well, I can't.
you are
do
at a
it.
wild shapes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that helps. But they are popping up in my thing. Let me just find it. It's a great axe, right?
Battle axe. So it's a D8
battle axe.
or a D10 if you use a two-handed,
Battle
and you would do an additional die of
axe.
damage to plant type creatures.
It's a +1 battle axe. Alright,
Yes.
let's add that.
So it's the same stats as a longsword.
Alright, cool. Let me move that up to the top of my list of things. And test it out.
Also, you have proficiency in it because it behaves like a quarterstaff because the branch is a living
Right.
thing. So you do have proficiency in it.
Tree Bane. It's... Yeah, I am proficient. It's
Okay,
just
good.
I'm using strength, which is -1. So, okay. So... what am I doing? Yeah, no, it's because it's strength. It's not the greatest of weapons. But that's fine. I get plant things, and that's worth it. All right. So, what's happening? Volk, it has a 30-foot movement speed. So all I can do is move my dude over here. Do I have any long range spells available right now? What's that one? 120 feet. Can I see what's going on?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is quite evident that something has exploded out from Strahd and is currently descending upon your friends.
Not quite in range. Just one square out of range for
Okay.
my range spells. So let's move another 30 feet as an action, and that's all I can do.
Okay. That brings us to Redmond.
Yes.
So yes, you're currently sanctuaried, and then this giant blood tornado is bearing down upon you.
Fuck. I have a question.
Yes,
Does a grapple count as an attack?
you cannot grapple this creature.
What?
It is made of liquid. It is immune to grappling. If you try to grab it, your hands will pass right through.
Damn. Okay. Valid. You know.
I know your ways.
Absolutely no. Okay. 100%. Okay, I would like to cast Shield of Faith myself.
You can do that.
Bonus action.
All of the cleric buffs.
100%.
Yeah.
And I am really low health.
Yeah, just missing protection from ill and good.
I would like to put
So I will
39
say there
whole-
is a mechanic for this. If you want to dispel this creature, I'll let you figure it out. But all options are available to you. If you want to try to persuade it, this is a mad god, so keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
Also, you will not do it with your +1 charisma.
Hey, I have a +6 charisma with certain things. Okay, fuck. I just smite.
When in doubt.
Redmond, why? You can't just fight this thing.
We're 100% out fighting this thing. What do you mean? We've got to kill God. Okay, but I'm really low health points, so I'm gonna spend an action to use 35.
You're gonna
Would
have
you
to
say
have-
this looks like?
You used 30 on Rory.
Oh, I
Yep.
think what happened here is that it automatically went to maximum because level up.
Oh, right, because the level up. Okay.
That's it. My bad. So I have 5 left. There we
Okay.
go.
I think you had 5 left for potential cleansing of stuff, so you have 10 left now.
I have 10 left. Thank you. There we go.
Because I was
So-
at 33, so.
Could you say this is a disease?
This creature? Very
Yes.
much. This is the disease, in fact.
Well, I would like to use 5 of my lay on hands, 5 points of my lay on hands, to cleanse Strahd of this disease.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you extend your hands into this bloody, pulpy mess, and you extend some of your clerical abilities to try to dispel this disease. Unfortunately,
yeah.
this is a magical disease, but
Oh,
since
fuck.
it is a living disease, that'll do just 5 points of damage as you dispel 5 points of this diseased thing that is inhabiting Strahd's body.
Damn. Okay. That's me. That's me, gang.
You did 5 damage.
Damn it, German. Okay.
It is now Strahd's turn.
Oh shit.
So we're gonna roll. That's a 6.
Uh-oh.
So a cone in front of him, which will be Bucephalus, Redmond, and Rory.
Oh no.
I need the lot of you to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 16.
Fuck.
As this creature rears back and vomits
What the
blood
fuck?
on the lot of you
We get a +1 to it. Why does
for
all my
your aura.
weird? All my Constitution saving throws are 1 less for some reason. I don't know why.
That's weird.
Probably roll 20 broke. Plus, remember
Bucephalus.
your aura red.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay. And then
All right.
yeah, it's a 9.
Okay. So if you,
I'm down.
all right, you are down. You cannot regain hit points for 1 minute.
Oh my.
Oh
You take half
boy.
if you succeed.
I'm down as well.
Okay. In that case, this bloody creature is going to turn away from the lot of you and look for more victims. So it's going to see Diana on one side and Volk approaching on the other. And I am going to roll a d20. If it's below a 10, it will run after Volk. If it's above a 10, it'll come after Diana.
Oh no, the horse is gonna kill me.
Oh god.
Finally I can die.
All right, that is going
Are
to
you
come
sure
after Volk.
about that?
That would be better for Rory if she just died.
So he is going to come and he is going to spend his 90 feet of movement, fly speed, chasing or flying towards you, Volk, which gets him.
Okay.
But
I think that's within range. Such a small
His
map.
time with the blood charged thingy was at least his action.
Yeah.
That's 90 feet.
Yep.
It's right next to me now.
Yeah, and now he's going to make his 3 melee attacks on you.
Oh boy.
So we have our first unarmed strike.
Oh, what the blood discharges not.
AC 14.
Okay,
That hits.
that hits. His second unarmed strike.
That also hits.
And his third unarmed strike. That's going to miss.
That one does not.
Well, I imagine you go down after the second one, so that's probably why it misses.
Alright, that's 12 plus. I'm gonna. 13 plus 9. 12 plus 9 is 34.
Okay.
Which is more than my current HP, so I'm still alive. But not by much. Cool. Now what?
Should have kept my dodge. Should have used my hero point.
1
but
second.
didn't work.
I'm just typing a secret message.
When I leveled up, did I get more? I got more spell slots, didn't I? Which means that this number should be higher.
Okay.
Ah,
So
gotta figure that out.
with that, you go down. His last swipe goes over your unconscious body.
I'm still alive.
Oh, you're still up after all.
Yeah,
After the
I
two.
said that's less than my current.
I'm sorry, I was typing a secret message. In that case, the last swipe goes wide over your head. Now, Hibiki, I would like you to roll initiative.
Yeah.
you got an extra 4th level spot, by
So.
Yeah, I did get an extra 4th level, so I have 2. I currently have 2.
Actually, did I send you a token? I did not.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, Ilena is
I
gone.
may have to do that real quick.
Go, Ilena.
Who knows? Maybe it's the third reincarnation of Ilena.
joining the Fly Survive gang.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a token real quick.
Okay.
It's gonna just take a moment.
But that will get everybody in the combat, and then I don't have to feel bad about leaving anybody behind.
Everybody gets a new character.
Everybody
Guess
gets a
what?
new character.
Oh,
You get a new
it's your old
character,
one,
and
but this
you
one
get
its
a new
name's
character.
slightly different.
And you get a new character. Let me just pull out. Oh no. Should be in here somewhere. God damn it.
I can always make one real quick. I have your portrait.
No worry. I just need to find my portrait again.
I had 2 weeks. I
That's
don't really
it.
have an excuse.
I had 2 weeks to make my character's token too, so I have no excuses to. I just need to find him. I'm looking so fast.
Yes.
Okay,
Hibiki's
yes,
new character, Fahrun Rory. It's just Rory backwards.
Yes. Okay, I did it. Here you go.
All right.
I'm just gonna send it to you real quick.
All right.
Here.
Got a message. Opening it up. Open original. Save image. Save image. Upload image. Do. Upload image. Load. Alright, and use use token. There we go. You now have a token.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Where do I appear? Tell
You
me.
will appear as lightning strikes the black stones. Mist is curling down around them, so you will appear from mist anywhere along the eastern side of the black stones, inside the circle, as you are
Alright.
brought into Barovia from wherever you were.
Then I will. Oh no, my character is small again.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No, it's too large. So anywhere along the eastern or the left-hand side.
Yeah, sure. I'll spawn this.
Also, I didn't.
So
The token's just blank at the moment, so you're gonna have to add all your stuff and labels in.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I will spawn and I will roll my initiative. Oh damn it!
All right.
Yep.
oh,
You did not click on your token.
I did. Alright.
I will do this.
Okay, I did this.
There we go. Beauty.
Um,
So you will go
I'm in
before Volk.
initiative.
So Redmond and Rory, you can't regain hit points at the moment, but if you stabilize, you'll just remain at 0. But not dying. Just
Scary.
relevant mechanically. So, where does your Lizardfolk appear, Habiki?
Lizardfolk, yes, guys.
You're gonna use
Exactly that. Well, let's say he appears like right directly there, right?
Okay,
Directly near our
this makes sense.
dying companions.
So you come out of the mists and you find yourself in this horrendous place surrounded by black stones riddled with lightning. A giant blood tornado is bearing down upon a very small, scared-looking person with an axe. There is a drow off to your left, and then there are 2 very unconscious people beneath the flaming hooves of a demon horse.
Alright. That is certainly
A lot of shit.
and yeah, exactly. So yeah, he just appears, you see like a in fact a lizard folk, pretty tall, like over 6 feet, black scales, interrupted by like those toxic green crests under his chin and on the back of his neck, same color are his eyes. He's dressed in something that can only be described as a preacher's robe. Like monks' robes, like medieval monks' robes. The only thing is that his kind of belt around it is an actual kind of military style belt with a number of daggers in it from one side, and from the other pretty much prayer beads and a small statuette of a female figure. The same statuette in a kind of larger example is found attached to the pommel of his sword, which is currently kind of on his back. Only the handle can be seen, which appears to be made by like polished either bone or some kind of ivory. And yeah, he just looks around, sees the giant nightmare demonic horse and the giant demon blood tornado thing, and just
Yeah,
sort
and you have
out,
6 seconds
ready
to
for-
absorb this as Diana. You see this lizard folk appear from mist. and it is your turn.
Yeah. I don't think that changes her plan much. She's gonna cast a Zephyr Strike on
Okay.
herself and run in. Could she like pick up Redmond's limp body and kind of like half carry, half drag him?
He is very heavy. You'll be at half speed.
Yeah. Okay. That's not bad.
Too many of those Barovian cakes.
He's a muscular boy, and he's wearing a suit of armor that only feels light to the person wearing it.
Okay.
It's the muscles, of course.
Yes.
The diary.
Yes.
I'll run in 55 feet. I have Zephyr Strike on. That's my bonus action. I just wanted to show the spell description. I don't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
So I will pick up red, and with my action, I will dash. Well, I dashed to get there the extra 5 feet. I had 45 feet movement left. So I'll try and drag him.
I will
25
say,
feet.
if you would like to make an insight check on the lizard as you approach,
Yeah.
because I assume you have a relevant spell here, Habiki.
Which one?
The
Let me have a
the
look.
very important cleric one that most clerics take as their cantrip.
The cantrip.
Oh,
Do you have Spare the Dying?
Get to repose.
I don't.
Okay, never mind then. So the insight check is irrelevant.
No, actually, no one takes that because everyone just has a healer kit. No one.
Exactly. It
Yeah,
would be very
exactly.
useful now.
Diana has a healer's kit. I just
Okay.
want to get him away
Okay.
from the massive hell horse,
Okay.
trying to
Yeah.
stomp
Yeah.
him out.
Then
Just
it would
stop
be
them out.
amazing
That
to-
works.
to-
That
to-
works.
to run.
So you can absolutely
Yeah.
drag his body away, and you can
Oh.
use your healer's kit as an action to stabilize him.
Oh, I used my action to dash. So
Yeah, I'm saying in the future.
Yeah.
If you live that long.
Yeah.
So Red,
Your chest.
you are moved back with Diana.
Thank you.
Unconscious. That brings us to Rory's turn. So Rory, if you would like to make a death saving throw, please. Ooh. I
There you
think
go.
that's private too.
Yeah, I prefer that.
So we'll leave it
Yeah,
up
go
to
for it.
the gods.
I mean, the horse will attack me.
Yeah.
I would be surprised.
Nobody
if it
will
didn't.
know. The horse, actually seeing that this giant lizard has appeared in front of him, is going to attack the lizard man instead. Startled, he is going to strike at you, lizard man. That is a 13
A
against
13
AC. I don't think that hits.
misses.
He doesn't have any other abilities. He cannot breathe fire. That's a Hellhound ability. I keep getting them mixed up. Then it is your turn, Mysterious Lizard Man.
Okay.
Yes, Echo would be off the map at this point. I will delete
Then
his token.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go for, a classical claymore leg cut on the horse.
Okay, you can certainly do that.
And I have 2 attacks.
Okay,
One is 25. And
That'll hit,
the
for
next
sure.
one is a 20.
that'll certainly hit, so that's going to be 2.
So it's a grand total of 26 radiant damage.
Holy cow.
Damn.
Yeah,
This is
And
so you take Bucephalus down to a bloodied state at this.
and he recovers only half HP if he recovers HP.
Alright, this is good to know. I will add a debuff token on him.
Just for 1 turn though.
Horses we could
till
Just
the
for one
start
turn?
of my next turn.
Okay.
Just till the start of my next turn.
Yes, and then of course at your feet is a dying tiefling.
Yes. Well, let me see if I have some interesting things to
Okay.
do that I can use to save our dying tiefling. Okay, apparently you don't.
Okay.
That's extremely sad.
This happens
Uh,
sometimes.
It's better
That
than
happens. Go.
Volk, you are looking up at this blood tornado, which stands perhaps 8 feet tall, all told. Massive
standing on
stretching
the ground?
wings. It is flying,
How high?
5 feet. It came down to melee with you, so it is within
Yeah.
melee range.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. So Volk will kind of like scramble back, like, oh, fuck. and kind of grab some dirt from the ground and throw it at him, and suddenly the dirt ignites.
Oh, interesting.
And a wall of fire erupts from in front of Volk.
Oh, you're casting Wall of Fire.
Yes.
Nice.
Hopefully that does some
That's
damage.
a dex save, right?
Yes. It is a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter.
Well, that's a 7, so you can roll your damage. He definitely failed. And you can draw it on the map.
There. And my damage, let me do this. I think this should roll the damage. And I take away a spell slot. So that's 19 fire damage.
He takes 19 fire damage, and then he rears back as he is surrounded in these licking flames.
Now the question is, can he see me?
Through the flames?
Yes.
Probably not. But given that this is a god wearing Strahd like a sock, you think he may have other abilities to sense things around him, rather than sight.
Well, I just mean in regards to attacks of opportunity.
No.
Do you think he'll... Pardon?
He probably cannot see you, but he probably has other means of sensing you, given that he is a god wearing Strahd like a sock.
Like a sock.
That's horrible, and I hate that. I can't cast any other spells.
Question about Wall of Fire. Does it prevent
yes.
things from passing through it?
No.
You can pass through it.
Okay.
You take damage.
But you take damage.
Okay, this is good to know.
It also opaque, so you can't look through it.
Yes, but as I said, this is a god.
Yeah.
I meant it in general, not in this situation.
A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there.
Okay.
And the other side of the wall deals no damage, which is why I made it a circle.
Okay.
Alright, so Volk is going to... Because even if I run away, it has way more speed than I do.
It does.
And I don't have any bonus I don't really have any bonus actions. So I guess that's really all I can do.
Would you like to make an insight check? If you want to spend your action doing that, if you have nothing else useful.
I'll make an insight check.
Okay.
That's 18.
Yeah, with an 18, you can tell that the thing that has burst out from Strahd's body, very unstable. You think you would reason that if you can deal enough damage to this thing, it will probably just pop, and then Strahd will be back to how he was before.
Right.
So this is essentially to go back to our first session of our first campaign. This is almost like a pimple. A godly pimple.
Okay.
Pimple poppers again.
Volk just kind of curls up. Stays where they are.
Yep, that works. So Redmond, you are unconscious. Death saving throw, please.
Come on, Redmond. You got this.
Let's
You got
go.
this right.
Here comes the crit. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, wow! Yeah, so you don't come back to life with 1 HP, but you are stable.
Okay, that's fine. You get your action now. You hear this long, extended breath, almost like a sigh of life, extend from Redmond.
You do indeed.
Oh my god, what are the chances of that? 2 nat 20 death saves.
1 out of
in the same
20.
combat.
1 in 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 in 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the start of the creature's turn inside the wall of fire, it takes damage, right? Or if it ends its turn
End
there.
of turn.
End of turn
It's
there?
kind of weird. If you enter it or if you end your turn in it. So
Okay.
since it started its turn already in it because it was cast on
Okay.
it, it doesn't take damage at all.
Okay. So this creature has blind sight and true sight, so it can absolutely see where you are, Volk. So it is going to
Nice.
attack through the wall of flames. Now, if it attacks through the wall of flames, does it take damage?
No, not.
I-
It Doesn't
It
seem
doesn't. It doesn't.
I,
It's
Okay.
only if
I
it-
don't think rules. Yeah, rules is written it wouldn't, but it's like reaching through. So
Yeah.
if it
It's
if it
already
goes-
in there, so it's already burning from the previous time. So the damage will just carry over from when it was
Yeah.
cast. In that case, we're gonna get 3 melee attacks. Oh, also the blood disgorge. No new
Oh, thank
blood
God.
vomiting.
Thank God.
And then we get a strike.
That
You
is.
you still up?
And that's 18 damage. I'm down.
Okay. With that, it is going to spend the rest of its turn flying up and out of the wall of fire, sees the other people nearby, and it is going to rush you. So we're going to get 90 feet of movement towards everybody else.
This is fine.
This
This
is
is
fine.
fine.
Yeah, so he's actually going to get
Is-
right up in your face, Lizard
Is it,
Man.
is it 90 feet or is it 60 feet?
It's 90
90.
feet. 90 feet flight.
What the fuck?
Same
Don't
movement
worry,
speed as the
Red,
nightmare.
My double dash is 150, so we're good. We're good.
So the blood tornado comes down behind you, Lizard Man, and he's going to use his next 2 melee attacks against you.
Well, nice character, Beaky.
Yeah. So that's going to be 18.
Alright, that hits.
And-
So both hits,
Yeah.
but on hitting me.
Oh, actually, that was
no.
the first one was a 24. The second one, I didn't click the second one yet. Okay, there you go.
They both hit me.
Yeah. Now you can do what you would like to do.
Yes. So on both of them, because I have exactly 2 use of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Ghoulish Constitution.
Okay.
So I'm hit with a melee attack, and I can use my reaction. I know I can use it once because it's a reaction. I'm sorry, but I gain resistance to the first. Let's say to the second because it's more damage.
Okay.
I gain resistance to that.
Okay. That's a good plan.
And the attacker gains is dealt 8 damage, 8 cold
8
damage.
damage. Okay. 8 cold damage.
Yes. I lose 18.
And then the
that-
debuff from Avengers, the Avenger ability is gone now as well, I believe.
So
I don't think it came up.
18, and then that's
Oh, the Avengers.
Oh no, that was
Avengers are
Bucephalus. Never mind. That was on Bucephalus.
12. Okay, I am at 29 HP right now.
Okay. That is the Blood Tornado's turn. Diana. Redmond beneath you is breathing again. So that's good
Time to
news.
run.
Okay. Yeah. With my triple dash is 150,
Mhm.
so I can get 75. Which I think takes me off the map.
Yeah.
So,
I will say from where you are, you can see that Rory is still unconscious, and you can see that Volk is unconscious.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the wall is gone.
I think her game plan is to get Red a safe distance, which might be into the tree line,
Okay.
and then maybe come back to everyone else. But it doesn't look like it's gonna be possible
No.
before that thing does
It's-
does what
It's
it can
about
to them.
200 feet from the peak of the hill to the trees, so it would be your
Yeah.
entire movement, not even to get there.
Spencer,
Yeah.
I have to do the thing now. That's alright. I'm going to pop off for now, gang.
That's okay.
I hope you have a wonderful session. Let Red die if need be. In fact, use them as a weapon.
Yes.
No.
No.
We will miss you, but since you're
Bye-bye.
unconscious, this is timely.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
Be safe.
100%. Much love. Peace out.
Peace.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
I'm gonna take him 75 feet, wherever that may lead.
So you are down the hill. You are amidst the barrows that are set up along the sides of the hill. Nothing is currently coming out of the barrows.
Okay. I'll just move my token, and I suppose you can move Matt.
Yeah. We will say that you are off the map currently. I just got a message.
Oh, I just thing
No,
the
in a
chat.
game discussions. There we go.
Yeah.
It's all good. We know your flaws quite well at this point.
Yeah, that's it for my turn.
So Rory did her death saves, and then we are going to come to Bucephalus. Now, Bucephalus is going to continue attacking the living, because at this point he's very loyal to this blood god in front of him. So he is going to kick you in the back, Lizard Man. That's a miss.
Horse sucks.
Horse
Good
sucks.
horse.
Then it is your turn, Lizard Man.
Okay. Fuck. Decision. I can either try and murder the thing,
Mhm.
or save Rory.
What would Lizard Man do in this situation? Unnamed Lizard Man, as of yet.
Unnamed lizardman as of yet.
Who knows? Maybe the devil lady is working with the weird blood demon and the horse.
Fuck it, I can try to save her by killing those guys. Let's try it.
Mhm.
I will attack Strahd
Okay,
2 times,
2 times.
and then bite him with
And
my
then
bonus
bite him.
action.
That's a beautiful idea.
Chomp chomp.
It's like
Let's go.
biting jello.
25,
That hits.
Those are some rolls.
17,
Also hits.
16.
Also hits. His AC
On the
is
triple.
reduced because he has become very large and does not care about dodging.
So, 13 plus 20 radiant plus 4. It's not bludgeoning.
It's piercing, right, from the bite?
It should be yeah, it's piercing.
Okay.
And I gain 2
Okay.
temporary HP. I think 2. It's wait, where is it? Hungry Jaws. Yeah, con modifier.
Okay.
So he takes 24 damage, and I
Mhm.
gain 2 temp HP.
Being a lizard folk, you've probably tasted dead bodies. The blood that this thing is made up of tastes like a corpse that is well and truly rotten. It is foul.
That he will bite onto the thing and then just spit the blood out.
And it is falling apart at this point. There's very little left to it, as it is swinging wildly. Volk, let's get a death saving throw.
That is one fail.
That's one fail. You can still regain hit points, so that's good.
But only on a nat 20.
Yeah. Blood Tornado is next. So Blood Tornado bears down upon Little Lizard Man.
Oh my.
Oh god damn it!
Okay.
No rolls though, at least.
I
Oh.
am having that shit.
Yeah. Okay, are you still up?
Let me see. So let me half that. So that's 9 plus 15. That's 24. Half. That's 12. I am
Yep.
still up with 17
Okay,
HP.
then he is going to follow up with another strike.
Shit, I'm down.
Okay. He is
no,
going
wait.
to... Yeah.
I'm still down. No, I am exactly down.
Okay, you're exactly down.
I'm
Well,
down. No, wait. No, I'm down.
this
No,
blood
wait.
god is only interested in venting his fury. So seeing Diana down the hill, it is going to flap its disintegrating blood wings and chase after you, Diana. It cannot reach you.
Okay.
It cannot reach you, but it is bearing down upon you. It is your turn.
Shoot it.
Whereabouts is the blood god now?
It moved 90 feet. You moved 1... How far did you move last turn?
I moved 75 from
You
where I
moved
was.
75, and it moved 90, so it's about 20 feet from you, give or take.
Yeah. Okay, seeing that this thing is gonna catch up to her if she doesn't leave Redmond behind, and
It
That's
also
something.
looks like there's not much left to it at this point.
yeah, I will. Is it in the air or is it on the ground?
It is. It is flying towards you. It is about 15 feet on the air. It flew up
Okay.
and then came down at you at an angle, like a hawk.
I will take out my. I'll drop slump that down to the ground, draw my longbow. Is this thing undead just for
It is an
clearing
aberration.
enemy damage? It's an aberration. Okay.
It's an aberration wearing the body of an undead. Currently, it's an aberration.
Okay. I'm just looking. Okay. I'll activate Zephyr's Strike.
Okay.
Give myself advantage on my first weapon attack. I should mark down that spell slot. So yeah, I will attack twice with the longbow.
Okay.
First at advantage. Oh, you know what? We'll
That's a
just say
miss.
that's the second attack.
Its AC is 16.
Okay, and then this one with the advantage. 17,
That hits.
11 piercing damage.
So it is still up, but barely.
Okay.
We're looking at 23 HP remaining.
I still had my bonus action and movement.
Mhm.
I don't have any spell slots.
Getting low.
Yeah. And my movement is increased by 30 feet because I activated Zephyr Strike.
Mhm.
So I have a 60-foot dash and it's 20 feet away, you said?
Yep. I will say some more things about the scenario you find yourself in. About 50 feet down the hill is the tree line. And then about 20 feet to either side of you are 2 barrow downs. You know that there are druids or berserkers in some of them. You don't know if these would be ones that are currently occupied, but these are places you can get to if you would like to with your movement speed.
Yeah.
I did forget. Thank you, Rory.
I will. I don't want to leave Redmond, but I can see that he's stable and this thing doesn't seem to be attacking down people.
Not so far.
Just flew over Rory and the lizard. I'll dash 160 feet to the tree line.
Okay.
That's my 80-foot base movement.
Okay.
Plus bonus action dash.
So you can take cover in the trees. Rory already rolled her death saves, so that has happened. Bucephalus is going to go. Now, Bucephalus at this point, seeing that everything is more or less dealt with, is going to turn away from the rest of you, not that any of you can see, and become ethereal and ride away.
Oh, he's not gonna finish Rory? What a push it. What a bitch.
Fiends have a different understanding of death. He sees you're down, that's what he assumes it's over. That brings us to Lizardman. Let's get a death save from Lizardman.
Nice character you got there, my dude.
I know, right?
Would be a shame if somebody...
Oh, you get to use your proficiency
Blood tornado
bonus
to you.
on this one? Or is it charisma?
It's charisma.
I know this class. It's from the Curse of Strahd,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
It is from the Forgotten.
Sorry, yeah, Forgotten Secret. The Curse
Fail
of
from
Strahd is
Volk.
just one of the other patrons.
That brings us back to the Blood Tornado. So the Blood Tornado is going to bear down upon you. It can absolutely reach you, but since you are dodging and weaving between the trees, I will give him disadvantage on his attacks as he tries to strike you.
Would he need to dash to get me? Because
No.
his movement speed is
No,
90.
yeah. He can absolutely get to you, but you're dodging and weaving. Fast and loose with the rules here. You're running away, he's chasing you. We're more or less out of initiative at this point. We're just keeping it for the death saves.
Okay.
So that's a 3. He doesn't get it back.
But
So strike with disadvantage. That's a 15.
that misses.
Strike with
misses.
disadvantage. That's
That
a miss.
misses.
And strike with disadvantage. That one
That
hits.
just hits. And
So 19.
I'm down.
Okay. So you fall down in the trees. And then nobody is conscious to see what happens. So we're going to fade out of here. And you wake up. Feeling awful. feeling awful. You wake up in one of the rooms up here. Esmeralda is no longer here. You wake up in the beds on the third floor of the Wizard of Wines, or the upper floor of the Wizard of Wines. Vasilka is kneeling over Redmond's body, rocking his head, holding his head in her lap and rocking back and forth, making sounds that sound sort of like singing. Echo is at your side, Diana. As soon as he sees that you're awake, his butt wiggles madly, and he licks and kisses you in that way that Kavakins do. The rest of you wake up conscious at 1 HP, having survived your unconsciousness. And in the room with you is Elvir and... I'm going to have to look up my notes for the Mardukov family. In the room with you is Elvir and... Dag, who is a very tall and beefy were-raven with a goofy smile and a big round face.
Alright.
So Dag and Elvir are standing over you. As soon as you wake up, Elvir elbows his brother-in-law and says, "See, I told you they would wake up." And Dag smiles and says, "I knew they were going to wake up. It was just a matter of time, really." Dag will then pull off from the table behind him a tray with dumplings on them. They are cold at this point, and half of them have already been eaten. But he will go around and give each of you a little dumpling, if you would like to eat.
Everyone's alive. Wait. Where's Lena?
They shake their head and they say, Elvir will say, "We arrived shortly after that big blood tornado left, and Ilena was broken. We couldn't bring any semblance of life back to her." The rest of you, Dag says, took a lot of struggle to keep you alive. You were touch and go for a while, especially you, Tiefling. You were very close to death for a long time.
That's good. I mean,
It was Echo that brought to us.
Elvir nods and he says, "It's a very good dog. He came and got us. Came running in. None of us speak dog, so we just had to follow him."
He understands Undercommon quite well, if you know that.
Nope.
He's
No,
a very good boy.
I know a little bit of Sylvan.
She'll stroke him and say, as he's licking her face, I miss you too.
Here, allow me. Volk is going to cast Healing Word once on each of the injured parties.
Okay.
One for Rory, one for Diana, one for the lizard guy, one for himself.
They will inform you it's been about 5 it's been about 5 hours since they got you back here. So it's the same day, but it's pretty close to nighttime.
That's for Rory.
I assume from what happened, from
Diana.
what Strahd did, that you managed to... You succeeded, Volk?
Me. Indeed. There was my original killer, mummified, desiccated body, spoke to me, but I don't remember what he was talking about. Some god of the Outer Realms or something. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I just killed him. And I put the gem on the pedestal, and the new tree grew, and it was good stuff.
Praise be.
Well, we're one step closer.
Indeed. Hopefully, slightly less powerful now.
If
She'll
I
turn
may-
to Al. Oh, hello.
Yes. Hello. If I may ask a question, where exactly are we, and a step closer to what did you come?
Well, this is the Wizards of Wines. It's a winery.
Hmm.
Our goal here is, in general, to free this land. My specific goal is complete. Well, step one, perhaps.
It's a winery in Barovia.
Yes, indeed.
Barovia?
The individual we just finished fighting, is the lord of this land. Our intention is to free this land from the corruption that it
I
suffers
suppose
from.
it was more the thing inhabiting Strahd than Strahd himself, I think. From what I heard it say, it seems like it sort of keeps him captive, feeds on him.
Well, if your goal is to free this land, then I think our goal is, to some extent, similar.
We need to free it if we want to leave. I assume you also want to go as well.
No, stop eating my.
Well, let's say I've been directed here, and if you say that I can't leave, that certainly could be an important thing to do.
Where did you come from?
Many places, but you can say that I'm just a lonely preacher around Fahrun.
Feature of who? Or what?
The name of my lady is long forgotten. It's not an important deity.
So
But
you preach a god with no name.
a god with a title, but with no name.
And do you want to share that title with us?
Many call her the Lady of the Lost.
Okay. What does she do? What is her domain?
She helps people traverse.
That's very vague. She's a
She
god of
helps
travelers?
to a degree.
Well,
If you would like to make a religion check, Lizard Man, since we still don't know your name. Yeah.
21. God damn it, my rolls.
This place reeks of the things that you're seeking. Just your extraplanar senses can tell that this place is just, it's lousy with it.
I guess then
we know
after
what-
all, this was the place I've been directed to.
We know what your god's called, but what can we call you?
You can call me Toatl, or Preacher, if my name is too outlandish for you to pronounce.
I think preacher will do fine. I'm Diana. This is Volk, and that's Redmond asleep over there still.
And Rory.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, you see Rory is pensively looking at the holy symbol in her hands.
As I see, I'm not the only holy man in this group. This comforts me.
No, I think you are.
Well, anyways, it's a pleasure to meet you. So,
Likewise.
I know it might be a bit too early to say that, as we've just met, but having a somewhat similar goal, I think that we can travel through this land together for a while. I kind of saw that it's full of dangers that a lonely traveler is far more subjected to, more than a
Mm.
larger group.
Yeah, your help will be appreciated. We've just lost a member.
May whatever deity of death there is guide them to their rest.
She came back once before, but I think first time we've actually lost someone permanently. I don't think she's coming back now. Anyway, what time is it right now?
Elvira will
I think it
inform
was
you.
early morning when we left, so
Dag actually will inform you. He says, it is almost bedtime. You can come down and listen to the story time with the kids if you would like.
I will be fine. Is there any way to get onto the roof?
Oh, certainly. So they will show you. There is easy roof access since all of the people here are were-ravens and need to fly.
Okay. She's gonna sit on the roof, stare up at the clouded sky, just pondering what to do next.
Okay.
Toatl saying that he loves hearing tales of the place he visits. He is gonna join in on the story time with the kids.
Okay. Everybody else, what would you like to do going into this long rest?
I think Volk wants to take a short nap first, and then he'll join the story time.
Okay.
I
And,
shall
Rory.
ponder and think about the bad things I've done.
Okay. You can certainly ponder. So story time with Dag is very fun. You meet Dag and Stefania. Stefania is the second child of Davian. She is a pretty simple and pragmatic woman. She's very orderly, and she makes sure that all the kids are in their pajamas at the proper time. She makes sure that everybody is sitting down in their proper spot for the bedtime story. Dag does the storytelling himself. Dag is a big teddy bear of a man. He's easily 6'3". He's a good 3 feet wide, big pot belly, scruff all over. He tells the story of Hansel and Gretel, two very naughty Barovian children who did not listen to their parents and went out into the woods, where they encountered Baba Lysaga in her creeping hut, with her long nose hairs that hang down well past her belly, and her horrendous nose with its giant wart. And when Hansel and Gretel didn't behave themselves, and they ate some of her candied creeping hut, she then turned them into pies and ate them.
That escalated quickly.
How lovely.
There are other details, like how Baba Lysaga flies around in her giant skull, which has been turned upside down and enchanted so that it can fly. She has a magical cauldron, which she fills with the blood of freshly slain goats to keep herself young as she bathes in it. She keeps goats and chickens around. She's always on the prowl for children, which she likes to eat. And she has a mysterious baby's crib. So many have speculated for years that Baba Lysaga might desire a child, but nobody knows how such a horrendous creature could ever produce offspring.
How lovely.
Oh, lovely.
All right. With that, unless there are any more particular details, you can enter into your long rest, and you can take your long rest. So regain your maximum hit points, reset all of your abilities.
Alright.
In the morning, you are all invited down to breakfast. Dag has prepared a very large feast of pancakes, mostly, with pine syrup. In there, what berries they've kept preserved down in the basement, and then wine for the adults, of course. Stefania is watching over the kids, making sure that they all behave themselves and eat all of their foods. Adrian is particularly neurotic. You can see that he is up at... he's near the table, but he is up and moving around, muttering to himself, and he's got a ledger out in front of him, and he's keeping track of things. Davian is being grumpy and sitting at the head of the table, not really talking to anybody. The only other adult in the group is Elvir, who, as has become custom since meeting you folks, is hanging near Volk, making little jokes here and there. Yeah. How do you guys engage with this breakfast, or do we want to move to the next spot? What's
I
next?
think there's some like daggers, like Dino's staring daggers at Rory. Set points just watching her.
Yeah.
And then, out like completely not knowing anything after like short prayer, our local preacher is just gonna come down and maybe, you know, help the housekeeper, the were ravens for with any preparations and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so the person doing most of the domestic work is Dag, who's, again, this big, beefy man. His wife, Stefania, is more in charge of the kids. She's very practical. Adrian looks like he handles most of the business stuff, whereas Davian is mostly just there to make sure everybody is doing their part.
Okay, so yeah, he's just gonna go up to Dag and go like, "Do you need any help, good man?"
Certainly, I could use help cleaning up.
Certainly. I'm always happy to help people, and yeah.
So yeah, Toatl can engage in lots of domestic help with Dag.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually,
Alright.
the kids will be finished with their breakfast and they will go about their chores. Throughout the day, it will be discovered that the vines in the winery have suddenly begun bearing fruit again after almost a year of not bearing fruit, and the fruit is heavy laden and juicy, despite not being in the season for it. So the land appears to have been lifted from its curse.
Alright, Banana's gone so I can talk again. I had a visitor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Volk is going to enjoy the meal, and also try to talk to the adult members of the family and ask for some materials.
Yeah, they
I
have
think
plenty
you
of
know
things.
what I'm looking for.
You can certainly find them.
Okay, cool. I will remove the requisite gold from my inventory.
So we can just continue with this restfulness until somebody decides something is going to happen.
I'd like to take up a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So Volk kind of gathers up the pieces of things that they need, and then they just kind of vanish for about an hour. And then everyone who's still in the house after an hour hears just like joyful barking. And Volk comes down the stairs with a adorable little silver and gray and black wolf pup following after them. And they say, well, I seem to have gotten a bit of a gift from Mother. This is, I suppose, one of my siblings. They don't have a name. But we're glad to meet you all.
It gets very excited when it sees everybody, and as soon as the first person kneels down to pet it, it's actually going to get so excited it's going to pee a little.
Where did you get the dog? Where did you get the dog from? It just
Well,
appeared from your wolf mother?
In a way. Mother gave me when one of my main goals in coming here to Barovia was to right the wrong that had been done to me so many years ago. And as a, I suppose, reward for doing my job well, Mother shared with me the ability to call forth some of her other children. This is, and then Volk just like makes a series of small barks.
It looks up at you, and it's disconcerting, because while the behavior of this thing is exactly like you would imagine a puppy, because this is Barovia, this summoned creature it's a little worse for wear. As it looks up at you, the one eye is a bit dead, and one side is completely ripped off, and you can see the ribs exposed. So from the left side, it looks like a perfectly healthy puppy. From the right side, as it looks at you from the right-hand side, it looks like a rotting corpse.
It's Hella.
Yeah.
This is the series of barks was actually its name. And then Volk looks at it. Oh, we'll call you Hella.
All right. Hella it is. So.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
You might want to keep that away from the children.
They're playing with it just fine. These are Barovian children, and they're were-raven children.
Yeah,
so
I suppose.
they are not fazed by this.
Maybe normal children, then.
Yeah.
Normal's a strange word for us.
I will say, Rory, as you are meditating on your sins, as it were, you are having images from the other Rory. You can see Strahd's companions have gathered around. They're dealing with their planning, their plotting. Riley, could you mute your mic for a second? The train is very loud. Thank you. So what Rory can see and hear through this perspective, Strahd has returned home. He's very mad. He is significantly worse for wear. You can see that the veins on his face, they're still black and swollen, and it looks like he's lost some of his magical abilities as well as his temporary hit points. So he is miserable and going on a rampage. His other brides and other supporters had their various opinions on that, but you are only getting flashes of these. So Rory, if you would like to make an insight check to see what information you can glean from these flashes.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna use my hero point for that.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah. So what you overhear is some of the politics of Ravenloft. So in the castle itself, you may want to write this down. There are a number of very important players. There is Strahd's first wife, Ludmilla.
Can you say the name again?
Yeah, I'll type it Ludmilla is Strahd's first wife. She doesn't like Strahd. And she does not like the fact that Strahd keeps getting other brides. And she especially doesn't like the fact that Strahd wants Tatiana. So she is pissed that Irina's here. And she is going to try to undercut any sort of plans that are going forward. Beyond that, you have Rahadin, who you have met. Rahadin is arranging things at the moment, setting up a wedding ceremony for Irina and Strahd. Other than that, Shadow Rory, or other Rory, I should say, doesn't get much of a read on Rahadin's intentions, only that he is utterly loyal and loves Strahd. You have Volenta, who is a child vampire. She is guarded by two odd vampires, the likes of which you've never seen before. She generally doesn't really care about any of this. She's just happy that she gets to dress up in a fancy dress for the wedding. There's also Escher, who is Strahd's recent consort from about 20 years ago. Escher currently has a pet, a human pet who Rory never bothered to learn the name of, who he keeps as a little doll coming around with him. He also doesn't much like that Irina is here. Beyond that, you learn from the memories or the visions you see from the other Rory. Strahd's plan is to marry Irina in 3 days' time. Strahd will be conducting a ceremony in the chapel in Castle Ravenloft to marry Irina. He believes that when this happens, he will be able to come fully into his power and be free of the shackles of Barovia itself. Irina, of course, not interested in this, not cooperating. She's made a couple of escape attempts and gotten into fights with people. She beat up Strahd's butler, a mongrel folk named Cyrus, quite badly. But she's currently imprisoned in the northern tower. So that's the plan. 3 days, wedding with Irina. Strahd gets what he wants. Other than that, not much idea what's going on.
Lovely.
So there were probably better ways to give you that information.
Maybe.
But these are the things Rory gleans from other Rory's thoughts. No, other Rory is not aware that you are seeing their thoughts.
Can you give me a handout that I can edit? Put these things in.
I can. I only have my version of it.
I've just been keeping notes in my additional features and traits bit of my bio.
I have kept a lot of notes in like one of the items that is Roy's notebook.
Fair
and
enough.
some in the Alison
Okay.
organizations tab, but it's getting a bit much.
Fair enough. I will have to edit that later.
Feel free to just make a new one, and I will just put the stuff in that I wrote on.
That can work too. I also really have to pee, and we're about the 2-hour mark.
Enjoy your
So,
peep.
well, we can take a break here. We can think about what the party wants to do next with all of this information. When I come back, I will type up the information I just blurted out in
Alright,
a readable form.
I think that Diana, when she met Rory, Volk would have been on her way up to go and talk to Rory.
Okay. So we'll
Yeah,
deal with that
so-
scene when we get back.
Yeah.
Okay. Break time. See you all in a bit.
Big then.
Hey.
No more.
She gone.
She gone.
Less smiting going around.
Now I just bring a holy man. An actual paladin, although he is a warlock. Pain. No more
Suffering,
Ilena.
even.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
Ilena.
more Ilena.
Mm. Gone.
Yeah. Now we have a preacher. And we have a little bit of talking that's gonna go with Rory in it.
We're gonna have a chat.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Lovely.
a chat with Rory.
3 people go in, 2 go out.
Who's the third person?
I thought that Volk would come as well.
Dan's not told what she's doing, and Volk's more worried about their little brother, I guess. Their little brother dog.
Oh, sorry, I heard my character name.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
One thing I always find weird about how like Roll20 modules do the handouts and the sheets for NPCs, they just plunge all of it into one thing instead of having like subfolders.
yeah.
And it's like, ooh.
Oh, yeah, by the way, with spells and sneak attack, it says the attack must use a finesse or ranged weapon, so it just has to be a weapon
Yeah, I
attack.
forgot about that part.
Hello.
Hello.
So I sent a private DM to you,
Yeah, see.
Mia. I almost called you Rory. You are not Rory.
I am. Why am I?
I'll also add a handout here called The Wedding, where I'll put all that information down in one place.
3 days? How far away is Castle Ravenloft?
From here, it would be about a day's journey, or 2 days' journey actually, because you're gonna have to rest. If you walk straight through, you'll arrive at the castle in 1 day, but 2 days travel if you take your breaks. Now you do have a handy dandy thing, which will get you there a little faster if you choose to use it. Because you have been invited to the castle.
Oh.
True. We had been invited to the castle.
Well, Diana is the only. Diana and Red are the only
Diana
ones
got
that
the
know that so far.
invitation.
But
Where's
yes.
that invitation? It was a handout, wasn't it? Which section is it in?
Yeah. I'm gonna drop this into the overhead. The wedding. It should have been in Lands of Barovia, maybe. Strahd's invitation.
Lands of Barovia, yeah.
Yeah, Strahd's invitation. I'll sort of
by the way, so Matt is gone, like, for today's session?
Just for the rest of today's session.
Okay. Ran away from the confrontation with Rory.
Understandable.
Yes, that is what's up. You've taken one of the anchor points of divinity from Strahd, so he is weaker. You'll have to actually fight him in combat again to see in what ways he's weaker. Rory has some insights into what's going on in the castle, what the plan is, what the plot is, and some of the politics therein. Diana has an invitation, which nobody else knows about, except for Red, who's still sleeping. because he's a sleepy boy. Yeah, you have one of the artifacts that you were told could help you defeat Strahd. There are two others. One you know is up in the Amber Temple, which is more than 3 days away. And then the other is somewhere in the swamps of Berez, which is probably 2 days away. So, lots of options.
Hmm.
Not a lot of time.
Yeah.
But
Diana is. I assume Rory is in her room doing her prayers and stuff. Right? Is she?
where is Rory at this point? We're around probably afternoon, on the day after the Galthius Tree Yesterhill fight.
I think she would just search for a quiet place where she can be left alone. Which I guess would be somewhere outside in front of the house, maybe.
Well,
or maybe at the Galthius tree where she did the thing.
Well, if you want to hike your way out there, you absolutely can. It's a little dangerous.
Yeah, I actually would.
Okay.
I will do the praying and thinking in the middle of the stone circle.
Okay. So you can absolutely return there. You can see that a healthy young tree has begun sprouting out from the ground beneath the rapidly decaying remains of the Galthius tree and its surrounding blights. Beyond that, the stone circle is still rimmed with lightning, but otherwise all the druids and berserkers have run off at this point.
Could Diana ask around, see if she can find out where Rory's gone and follow her up there?
The were ravens are keeping an eye on everybody. There are a number of ravens in their employ which they can speak to, who are spying on everybody, basically. So they will tell you exactly where Rory has went and for how long.
Okay. I suppose Diana will approach from behind Rory up the embankment to the Golthius tree. Just stand there for a moment, watch what she's doing, and then ask, "Why are you still here?"
Honestly, I don't know. I'm surprised I'm not dead yet. I'm surprised you haven't killed me yet.
You could be in Castle Ravenloft right now. I'm confused why. I'm confused why you've not died. Or why you returned her.
There is a darkness in each and every one of us, and sometimes gets the better of us.
I don't agree with that.
I tried to be strong. I tried to stay the person I should be for her, and I couldn't. And at the moment that I did what I did, I noticed what I had done. I didn't really think about it before, I just did it. There's not much more to say, really. I know it was wrong, I regret doing it, but I've done it, and I will not be able to make it undone.
How do I know? I know you want to. I think I know that you want to save Irina. How do I know that if you're still to travel with us, that you won't do the same thing again once the temptation strikes you?
All I can give you is my word, but if I was you, I wouldn't trust me. I didn't believe, strongly enough at least, that we could win. I didn't believe that my fellow adventurers and I could pull through in that moment. And I feel back into my old habits of taking the easy way out. Which was wrong, but that doesn't lessen the crime that I have committed.
I don't know whether part of me wants to kill you to protect what people that I know are good, but I don't think I'm able to. So I suppose it's up to you what happens.
Why are you not able to kill me? I'm curious. I've done so much bad things, so much wrong things. So many things. I've given you so many reasons to do it. Yet for some reason you don't, and I don't get why.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure either. I've killed other people before. I decided I'd kill your brother, and I think it's more me not knowing how I'd explain it to Volk or Ilena.
You could tell her the truth? What I did? In the moment? I made her promise me that if that ever happened, she would stop me. But alas, she wasn't here to do it this time.
I could, but still, you just sitting there, I can't just attack someone like that.
Why not? It's not the first time you killed someone who wasn't fighting against you.
I don't think I've done that before.
I guess some of the circumstances were different. Isn't it right, Diana? But sure.
I've never done it on purpose.
Does it change anything?
I think that intentions matter a lot. Humans don't punish murder in the same way they do if it's an accident. Hmm.
I've betrayed you how many times? 3? Maybe 4?
I've lost count.
You could stand here and try to reason with me. I deserve to be punished. I should have died ages ago. Yet here I am, somehow. Thought if anyone was ready enough to kill me, it would be you, but even then, in the moment you hesitated. If only for a moment, but...
It's different. It's different when you're actively doing harm than
Honestly, I don't know what to do. Not at all. I should be at Irina's side. Strahd is trying to marry her in like 2 days. Yet I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here in this stupid circle, trying to find an answer for a question that I don't even know what it is. Trying to find a reason to believe myself that I can not do those things again. try to find an answer about what I actually want, all I get is myself sitting here doing nothing, while I don't have the time for that. And you are here, not knowing what to do either. So, where does it leave us?
I.
If you would like to ask Illustrate anything, you can certainly ask. But there's no rush on this roleplay, so you can take your time, Astora.
Yeah. Diana will she'll put a hand over that mandible weighing heavily on her neck and say, "You know, I have not heard anything. I've not heard from Illustrae since she told me to save Casimir and bring him to the Amber Temple. Whereas you, Irina, Volk, you all hear from your god, it seems, on a daily basis. I don't know why. Perhaps the Morning Lord is... Perhaps he's more fallible than I thought, so... Maybe he just has more power here. I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's not related to anything, really.
At that, Rory will shake her head and that's not it. None of the gods have any influence in this realm. The little bit of influence that the Morning Lord had here is gone since he did what he did for Irina and then later me. The remnants of his powers in this realm are fleeting, left behind in little artifacts like this little symbol that we found in the abbot's chamber. I've not heard from him ever since. Yet it seems that for some reason this artifact seems that I should use it. But I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know where or on whom. It's like it's playing a game with me. And I don't know the rules. It is not your god that is forsaking you. It's just that they can't do anything here.
That's very kind of you, but it still doesn't answer what I'm going to do. Can't just execute someone.
But then what will it be? Will you have me by your side? Will you cast me out? Like so many before you? I don't deserve to stay with you. I know that Redmond would most likely forgive me because he's Redmond, he forgives everyone.
Redmond will give a part of himself every day until there's nothing left.
I don't know if there's anything left of him to give, yet he still reaches out his hand to everyone. Then Volk is special anyway. Volk is different. Volk doesn't care about these worldly things at all, so you're the one that has to decide. You're the only one that can decide now that Ilena is gone. feel like it should be an easier decision for you than it seems to be.
If I told you to leave, would you? Would you?
I would try to Castle Ravenloft, and I would try to get the love of my life and the only light I have in this darkness out of the tower that she's locked in. That's all I can try to do, really.
The whole part of me thinks that sending you alone is just a delayed death sentence. And part of me still thinks that that's what you deserve, but do you think that you deserve to die?
Oh, I thought I deserved to die more than 10 years ago. I thought I deserved to die every single night I laid to rest. Then at some point I didn't care. For the longest time. Then I met Irena, and I thought that on the opposite I shouldn't die, that I should try to make something out of this life that I apparently had been given. And now again I question myself if I should or not. But for this time it is not for the sake of others or for the hate that I get from others. This time it's more myself that wonders if it would be better. So I guess it's different than before.
It shouldn't be as hard as it is for me.
If it's about me not fighting back, I can put up a fight for you if you prefer. If that is the only thing that makes you unable to decide.
You want to duel?
No. I want you to decide what happens with me. You're the only one I can expect a proper judgment of from the people that I know. The others are either, for some reason, way too kind towards me or way too favorable about me, or old fools that will never learn from their mistakes and it will kill them one day, so. I know that from the very beginning you didn't quite like me, understandably so, but you're still the closest person to, big tokens, the closest person to a neutral person that could decide what happens. Just know I need to save Irena, but I don't know if I can. And I don't know if I have the strength to stand before her after what I've done.
Diana will draw her some of her falchions, her blades of the dancer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you going to put up a fight?
If you prefer it that way, I can.
I don't think that an execution would be fitting. So I would prefer it.
But I guess I have my answer right there, so that's all I needed, really. Rory's gonna stand up and then spread her wings,
Okay.
fly up about 15 feet. Just take care of Redmond, for he's an old fool that will just not take care of himself and only think of others. Say sorry to Volk for me. I know they will take it hard. Maybe we will see each other again, or I will die trying to get to Arena, so that's that.
Okay. Is this gonna happen?
I don't know.
If you're leaving, then I'll do what you ask. And I mean, Diana can't reach you if you're 15 feet up. Are you just gonna fly away?
I don't know.
I think the question at this point is, does Diana want to decide someone else's fate for the betterment of everybody? Or does Diana want to believe in that still small light that leads people to the surface? So is Diana going to put down somebody that's in the way of people she cares about more? Or is Diana going to believe and give Rory a chance to find her way up and look at the sky again?
I'm slightly sorry for pushing this decision on you.
No, don't worry. I suppose Diana is just trying to decide whether Rory really cares about Irina or not. Because to her, if Rory goes off to Castle Ravenloft on her own, that's a death sentence
That's true.
in itself.
But then again, every time Diana's left somebody on their own, they've come back. You've got the abbot.
Yeah, but
You've got the Grimlock that blew up Diana's spot back in time and got Diana chased by the guards. I mean, Diana can do nothing, but I think Rory's asking for either absolution or execution. And I don't think Rory's going to let Diana just do nothing at this point.
So what Rory was thinking is Diana doesn't just want to pass judgment and kill her. So she did the whole, okay, then I can fight you if you would prefer that. And now that she sees that Diana would fight her, she sees that this would be her answer. And then, so that she can at least try to do the thing where she saves Irina.
Yeah.
She would say, okay, that means you have chosen death for me, so it is okay if I try that instead of staying with you.
So Rory's asking for judgment, one way or another.
I suppose that's your... I don't see a difference between me killing you and Strahd killing you. I suppose that's your final test. That if you really love Irina, then go and find her. See if you can make a difference on your own. And see if you meet Strahd, see if you can resist his temptations one more time. for the first time. But I don't want you traveling with us anymore.
Then you've given me answer. I don't think we will meet again. But maybe, if we do. Who knows? Be wary that there's another in Castle Ravenloft.
Another?
Think of it as a dark reflection. Even worse than the real deal.
I will let everyone know.
I guess Rory's gonna fly off
Okay,
towards Castle Ravenloft.
so you can certainly do that. Let's have a DM conversation real quick.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Volk is running around. Meanwhile, Volk is running around the house. Rory, I can fly now.
Hey.
Hello.
So, question for you. What would you like to do with Rory at this point? Because Rory can absolutely go to Castle Ravenloft. And she can encounter her other self. She can try to face Strahd on her own. I don't know. What do you want to do?
I mean, the idea would be, I guess, to try to get to the tower and get Irina out somehow, or if she can't, at least be allowed by her side. She knows that she has not, that she doesn't stand a chance even against most likely Mirror Rory or any of the wives.
Because as soon as Mirror Rory sees you, she's going to try to kill you. Because Mirror Rory thinks of you as the imposter, and thinks that you're the one that is sort of in the way of her happily ever after. So if you go there, it will be a showdown with Mirror Rory.
I mean, if it was a 1v1 against Mirror Rory, she would fight that.
Yeah. The only question is, who would win? And which would be more interesting? Or maybe we'll leave it ambiguous. And then whichever Rory they encounter in Castle Ravenloft is, it's left up to them to figure out which is which.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference for which one you want to, see dead or alive?
I mean, I still would hope for a happy end for poor Rory.
Okay. So you would want good Rory to win out?
I would like to have good Rory win, but obviously she would, if she wins, most likely only win barely. Maybe with the help of the Holy Symbol of Ravenkind, which she still has, which is literally evil Rory is a vampire, get fucked.
Yeah.
And I guess that would be the only reason she would actually manage to win.
Yeah, the other thing, my hope with the character growth was that when Rory encountered Mirror Rory, Rory would be able to embrace that side of herself, because my understanding of the sort of psychological side of this is when you've been through a lot of trauma, you have to sort of hold the hand of your traumatized self and sort of embrace them, all of their mistakes, and sort of bring them back, parent them in a way, parent your own inner self. That was sort of my intention with breaking up Rory, is to be like, here's the Rory that has no hope, and now we're gonna let the Rory that can feel hope try to work that out. So yeah, we can delay that conversation and do that in character if you would like, or anything like that.
However you prefer.
Okay.
Rory would definitely be up for the forgiveness part towards her evil self, because she is at the point where she's trying to forgive herself.
Okay.
She can't quite forgive her real self yet, but maybe the other self that she sees as her past.
All right. In that case, would you like to keep original sauce Rory sort of scouting out Castle Ravenloft, and then for the final showdown, have Rory and Mirror Rory encounter one another and have that conversation in character. And then Rory can make the choice then to resist Strahd and resist the temptation of the despair. If you want to give Rory a happy ending, I think that's going to be what needs to happen. Is Rory forgives herself and then resists Strahd for the final showdown.
Mm-hmm.
So would you like to do that?
Sounds good.
So we won't see Rory until the final fight with Strahd.
So she would potentially have. Would she have the final fight against Mirror Rory during the actual final fight, or like before and then turn up at the end or something?
That's what I'm thinking. Because I imagine when the party gets to Ravenloft, it's going to be several sessions of trying to pin down Strahd somewhere in the castle. So during that, whenever the party encounters Mirror Rory, during that fight, original Rory can show up. We can have that in-conversation character interaction between me playing Mirror Rory and you playing Rory. Yeah, and then you can make the good decision this time. Or you can give Rory a tragic end. Up to you.
Nice.
But at that
So-
point, you'll re-amalgamate into one Rory. And whichever side of you choose, either the despair or the hope, whichever Rory you choose then will be the one that faces down the party.
I'm imagining the others being in the castle and trying to find Strahd, maybe fighting against one of the vampire wives. And then suddenly, on like a balcony, they see just a flash of the two different Rorys talking and smacking each other.
That
And
works.
they're like, fuck. And then they go back in, and then they are gone again.
That
And
works.
that happens like a couple of times, and every
It can
single
be
time
like,
it's like one snippet
Harry
of the
versus
conversation.
Voldemort. Harry versus Voldemort. Just apparating here
Yeah.
and there, fighting each other.
Yeah.
I'm okay
Just
with that.
fly by, you hear a snippet of the talk, and then they're gone again.
Okay. We will have to prepare that out of character.
Yeah.
I don't have anything
I mean,
for
it
you
would
to
be
do for the
in
rest of
the
this session.
somewhat near future.
True. I'm imagining we're going right to Ravenloft after this, so
Yeah, we don't really have to.
Shouldn't be
It
too
doesn't
far.
seem like we have the time for anything else.
no.
Anyway, Rory would
So-
obviously try to like scout out the place and eventually try to contact Ilena somehow.
Yes. We can deal with that between sessions, but are you
Yeah.
okay with having less to do for a little while? Like, I won't have anything for you for the rest of this session at the very least.
Seems reasonable.
Okay. Sorry to do this to your character.
No, I did it to myself.
It's true.
I
You
could have
did do
just
this.
not, but I didn't.
True. Okay.
Anyway,
Thank you for doing some really intense role playing and always being
Ooh.
down to fuck things up.
hey. Okay, I'm good to go.
All right.
Over again.
I'm back.
Yep.
Welcome back.
We have had a conversation. So what did I miss?
We were just discussing what we were going to do.
Okay.
We were thinking... we were just talking about Argybosthold, and I asked, what is that, Argybosthold?
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out whether we can make a detour or if we need to go straight to Ravenloft.
So what you knew about Ilena's quest was that somewhere in the castle of Ravenloft is the skull of Argynvost, the ancient silver dragon. If you were to bring that skull back to Argynvostholt, you would be able to awaken the paladins to their old oaths, and you would essentially have an army of revenants to help you with the fight against Strahd. But you would have to go to Ravenloft, get the skull, and then come back.
Yeah.
So,
I think
You
our
cannot
game
do.
plan... I think our game plan is get
So
in,
Ravenloft,
get the skull, get Ilena, get out.
Ravenloft, grab the skull and Irina, get out, maybe go to Argynvosthold, then go south to the Sunken Village, and eventually perhaps the Ember Temple.
Yeah.
We can grab our buddy who wants to go to the Ember Temple on the way there.
We need to start getting allies, I think. So we need to get the Revenants, Argybosthold, get Casimir on
Where-
board, eventually.
okay, so you're not going to the final
Where-
fight yet. You're just going on a rescue mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least
I
we're
don't
gonna
think,
try to go now.
like- Okay, so here's the thing. We just fought Strahd, and we all died.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
don't think we are ready to make a final confrontation. As
He
our
is
characters are like,
depowered
there
now
is no
a
way
little
we're
bit.
gonna.
Yes.
Yeah.
the invitation. I don't know if it says. Let me look at the invitation again.
It says
It
fast
says safe
travel,
passage.
safe
Yeah.
passage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to walk to the castle. I will tell you that much. As soon as you decide you want to go there,
Okay.
the invitation will trigger.
That
Okay,
actually
so theoretically,
could
we
go to the
can
Sunken City.
go to one of the other two sites, important sites.
Maybe not. If we go to the Amber Temple, we also have to travel back to Volvaki as well, which does add a bit onto the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I can bring us over to that map again. Also, I will say, when Diana returns, Rory's nowhere to be found. So unless Diana
Yeah.
tells everybody, we'll have to deal with that. In a bit, we could probably
I think.
pull a heartbreaking scene out of our butts for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you are currently over here at the Wizard of Wines. The Amber Temple
Yep.
is way the heck up here. So it would be a solid 2 days to get to the base of the mountain, and then it's going to be a solid day to get up the mountain. So by the time you get up to the
Yeah.
Amber Temple, it'll probably be the ceremony
late.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's no
Oddly
way we're
enough,
getting up
Rory
there.
would get there faster because flying.
Yeah.
I could
Could we
get there
get to
pretty
the? Could we get? Would it be possible to get to the Sunken City?
Berez
would I
is
fit
over
it
here. You
Yeah.
can certainly get to
Yeah.
Berez from where you are. You could either cross the swamplands or travel through the roads and whatnot. Berez has one of the other artifacts you can use to fight
Yeah.
Strahd.
Yeah. That's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Wait, Perez's
Uh,
number is
The,
letter U,
where's
right?
the
Letter
third
U, yeah.
Horcrux?
The
Amber
other
Temple.
two,
I know one of them's in Castle Ravenloft.
yeah,
Oh,
there's
that's awesome.
one physically in Castle Ravenloft, which Von Richten chased after a while ago. And then there's the other
Yeah.
one that is on Strahd's person at all times. It is his sword,
Okay. Okay, cool.
Alistair.
Alistor. Yeah,
Alistor.
the thunder elemental,
Okay.
which he tamed.
Diana will make the trip back to the Wizard of Wines. Is Volk still like having their song and dance, not being able to fly? What's
No,
the
I
move
think
like?
by the time you get back, Volk has just assumed that Rory's out on a flight or something like that, and has stopped being noisy about it. But we're
Okay.
fine. He's probably just spending time with Hela, just kind of petting her and introducing her to various things. They have not wild shaped yet because they haven't really, like they were gonna show it off.
Yeah. She'll just find you kind of
Ah, Diana.
hello,
Did you meet my
Rory.
dog?
You showed me before.
Oh, yes, I did. You met Rory?
Rory won't be joining us to Castle Ravenloft. I'm sorry.
Interesting. Well, she missed out on getting to see me fly. I can fly now, by the way. And, I say that kind of in a solemn tone and just walk away. Thoughtful.
She wanted me to tell you that she was very vague. There's another one of her in Castle Ravenloft, I think. She called it a dark reflection.
Interesting.
Part of me thinks she's telling the truth, but still, there's a part of me that thinks it's just an excuse for her to do more without the consequences. I don't think you'd believe that though. Don't listen to what I say.
Well, we don't know about the wedding, do we?
I
We do
think
not.
Rory would have
No.
told you ahead of time. Before,
Rory did tell a
Or did okay.
She
did
didn't
tell
tell you,
Diana.
but there will be a notebook on the table in her
Yeah.
room that has the info in it.
I think that we should just gather
I'll
up
go
the
gather
things,
things.
and we can make our way back to Valaki. I'll fetch Redmond and Creature.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll go find. Is it the Creature or just Creature?
You can call him, and like if you can call him the preacher, you can call him
I think
preacher.
I think the Creature has a ring to it.
Sure.
She'll find him and just say, we're gonna make our way back to Valaki. It's one of the larger settlements in Barovia, though it's not too much. It's a small wooden town. I assume you want to join us?
Yes. You two did settle your everything, did you?
Yes, she's going to be traveling alone for a while.
I understand. Lead on the way then.
Okay. And then I assume Volk is like gonna read her journal or whatever. Find out.
We may be in a bit of a rush to get to gonna do some prop play. We may be in a bit of a rush. Well, there's a wedding, and we might want to crash it.
A wedding.
It looks like 3
wedding?
days. Strahd is marrying. Something here about like she's seeing through the eyes of some other creature. I guess that must be the shadow she was talking about. Yeah, no. Strahd and Irina are getting married in three. 1 second. Cat Murphy, get down from there. There are certain places in my room that I don't like him getting up on.
Cats are the bane of D&D.
They are.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can
Anyways, yes. It seems Strahd thinks that marrying Irina will somehow bring him into his power or something. But that's 3 days, so we have 3 days to make it to Raven. So whatever we do, we need to factor that in.
Okay. I think we want to.
I don't want poor Irina to go through that.
Yeah. I think we want to weaken Strahd as much as possible. There's another artifact like one Redmond has on the Luna River. That is a small detour. Get that, and I've not shown you all this, but I have a letter from Strahd giving us safe passage to Ravenloft.
Interesting.
I apologize for keeping this secret from you. I didn't want it to be known with Rory still around. I don't think she could resist the temptation. So there's another thing that I think.
Hey! Stop chewing on my microphone. Sorry.
There's another thing that I think I should tell you.
What?
Strahd told me when we were in Kresk at the temple that there always be a Lord of Barovia. If he is killed, he will return, or he will be returned by, I assume, that thing inside of him.
Right.
And someone must take his place.
Well,
I don't want to tell Redmond this, because if he knows, then he will want it to be him.
well, alright. Let's take into account what we know. What we know is that my dad wants me to say goodbye to my nan. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
Okay, go on.
I will disseminate what Volk knows in a minute.
Okay.
You can discuss.
In the meantime, I didn't prep anything for Perez, so if we are going there, we're gonna have to end the session whenever we're done with the roleplay. We can head over there, and then I can prepare things next time so that we have very fun times in Perez.
I think that's fine. We only have 3 people there at the moment.
Yeah.
So let's get Matt back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Diana has told you that there's always going to be a lot of Rovia. She doesn't want it to be Redmond.
Yep.
I know I just met you, creature, but both of you can. I want to you. I have lived longer than all of you already, except for you, Volk, I suppose. But
you're definitely more mature than I am, despite my long-lived life.
if there is going to be a lot of Barovia, I want you all to be able to leave, and I will shoulder the burden.
Well, okay. So what we know, the curse on Barovia is, Strahd is, we'll call him the focus of the curse. He is the conduit through which it is fed into the land. Whatever is feeding off this curse is some sort of god thing. We know there's some sort of connection to the gods at the Amber Temple. Or rather to the outside world.
All this is ringing very strong bells for you, Toatl.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking, so even if we kill Strahd, it's not going to fix the problem. The problem is that something is feeding off the misery in Barovia. So it seems as though the solution might be, I don't know whether killing Strahd will weaken the beings that feed off of him, or like freeing him from his curse or whatever. But if we can defeat the things that are feeding off of Strahd, then, I mean, for one thing, they're powering him. Well, I don't know which one is more powerful. It's probably the other things. I'm not making a lot of sense right now. I'm sorry. What we know. There is something feeding off of Strahd. That thing is what is causing the real problem here in Barovia, which is that it's a realm of dread. Strahd seems to be also suffering. We need to stop the thing. We need to stop the thing. The big thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that includes Strahd, includes killing Strahd first, but we need to stop the thing, and that will free Barovia.
If that is an option, then I am enthusiastic to explore that, but I don't think you can kill a god.
I mean, we could even talk with Strahd and be like, hey, we know your life sucks. We think we know how to fix it. If you'll let us, I mean, we have this invitation. It's a free opportunity to talk with him and be like, hey, we think we found a solution. You're going to lose like your super powerful stuff, but you're also not going to suffer anymore. And I mean, maybe we can convince him to let us try. And it's no loss on his part if we die in the process. But if we can manage to do this without having to have a battle with him personally, that's, sweat off his back and off ours too.
Well, although this is certainly an option, I do somewhat know what plagues Strahd, and although he might be wanting to give his powers,
Blessing?
yes, blessing and powers, to defeat the current plague of this land,
It probably wouldn't let.
I'm sure that this plague will let him, as we all have fought what lives inside him. I am unsure that this thing will let Strahd's powers and Strahd's body lend to us that easily. And so...
Well, I guess I'm more thinking, like, if we can get him on our side, then he'll stop resisting us, and we can, like, freely move around the place, without having to worry about his minions attacking us.
Perhaps
That's what I'm
we'll
saying.
learn more at the temple.
This is...
Yes.
We need to learn where does Strahd and where does the ancients begin.
I think for now we'll just make our way back toward, what was the town called, Spencer? Sorry.
Berez. What you know about
Berez.
Berez, you learned in Volaki, is it used to be another settlement in Barovia. It was about the size of the village of Barovia, so maybe 1,000 people all told. It was drowned in the river about a century ago. The previous incarnation of Tatiana came to life there, and she resisted Strahd's advances. And so Strahd was so angry at them that he caused the river to swell and drown everybody.
Okay. I think for now we'll just make our way to Perez, and we can tell Redmond about everything that happens when he wakes up.
Yes.
Yes, this will be a good idea.
Okay. I think. Are you guys good to end the session there then?
Yes, I don't see why not.
I'm
Sure.
good to end the session here. Any questions?
I mean, is anything gonna happen before Burras?
This is a very good question.
Because if not, we could continue for a tiny bit longer.
Could continue for a tiny bit longer. Yeah, if you guys want to head straight out to Berez, I only have vague information for you about what you've been through, what your character's been through, Mia. I don't have that quite set in stone yet for you.
That's not a problem. It will just be a,
I was more thinking just waiting for
Yeah,
Matt to get back
I'm
before
more
we
thinking
start heading
like
up.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Well,
so another
I
short
can
session.
officially remove the giant emerald from my
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
So we are now level 8. Volk has
Yeah.
their magic weapon, as well as access to plant wild shapes. Rory has attuned to the holy symbol of Ravenkind, but is no longer part of the party. She has left to pursue her own ends. Redmond is back together with his beloved. And Toatl has just met the party and is just figuring out the lay of the land in this very strange place that is just reeking with death, the exact sort of death he's looking for. And Diana, of course, has had another run-in with Judgment and being asked to be judge, jury, and executioner, and I'm sure that won't damage her conscience whatsoever.